Santa Blanca is on its way to becoming the world's most successful criminal organization. The only way we're going to stop them is by infiltrating their inner circle and taking them down from within.
Hello everyone and welcome to our Narco Road live stream. Tonight we are going to discover all together the first hour of the Narco Road DLC, which is available tonight for all Season Pass players and on April 25th for all the other players who bought the DLC. My name is Emma, I am your community developer and I'm very happy to be here with you tonight. So during this live stream, like I said, we are going to cover everything you would like to know about Narco Road. And at the end of the stream, we're going to answer all of your questions, as well as organizing a very nice giveaway. But I'm not alone tonight. I'm also with Benjamin Dumas. Hey, Benjamin. How is it going?
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Benjamin.
Hey. So, Benjamin, you are the content director for the Narco Road DLC.
I am, and I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us. So, can you please tell us a bit more about what is your job like?
Yeah, so I'm the director of both DLCs for Ghost Recon Wildlands, Narco Road and Fallen Ghosts. And me and the team are very proud today to be able to show you this small part of what we did and what we are currently doing for the game.
Cool, awesome. All right, so in order to demonstrate the game tonight, so of course it's not going to be only the two of us. As usual, we are going to play with our amazing Ghost team. So please let me introduce you tonight to Clément, Mouna, JV, and Diana. Here they are very focused, ready to play. And so maybe before we start telling you more about the DLC, we could have a look at this trailer.
With Santa Blanca winning the prize of the world's most successful criminal organization, it's inevitable they have one of the most sophisticated smuggling networks we've ever tried to break. And it's not just narcotics. They smuggle cars, guns, humans, phones, even animals. Ask any hustler on the street, and he'll tell you there's one Mr. Big behind the whole network, a mastermind known affectionately as El Invisible. No one knows his name, no one knows what he looks like. No one knows where he operates from. We had nothing, until last week, that is, when we picked up a hacker on our most wanted list, Carlos Reguillo. Of course, this black hat didn't like the idea of 30 years sewing mailbags, so started to talk. He tells us that recently, Santa Blanca brought him a PDA to enhance, and while doing this, Reguillo finds it's loaded with every detail of their entire smuggling operation. We believe that operating with just this device and working alone is how El Invisible remains invisible. So, the CIA have been presented with a MacGuffin we can't just ignore. We need that PDA found along with its owner. We've thousands of suspects, but without some kind of name, a physical description, and a recent location, it's impossible for us to focus on any one person. What I can offer is somewhere to start your hunt. 3 powerful individuals and their organizations who have had contact with this mysterious smuggling kingpin. Infiltrate the inner circle of these men and get us the information we need.
Okay, so this was actually the Bowman briefing for the DLC. So guys, gals, if you're watching us from the stream, so if you have any questions about Narco Road, remember that you can ask them either in the Twitch chat or on Twitter using the hashtag GhostRecon. If you are watching us from YouTube or Facebook, please remember that if you have some question, you need to ask them to the Twitch chat, because this is where we have our amazing CM team. So allow me to say hello to Iker, Zuzana, Grace and Doc, who are helping us for the moderation and everything, also to gather all your questions. So let's go back to the DLC then, to Narco Road. So what I understood from Bowman's briefing is that we have to infiltrate a new gang of the Santa Blanca cartel, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's a parallel story to Ghost Recon Wildlands. It's a separate one, in which you have to infiltrate those three gangs to get information on this elusive guy, El Invisible.
Nice name.
Yeah, that's a name that is, you know, a bit cheesy, but it's on purpose. Because at its core, Narco Road is about infiltration. It's also about new vehicles, new weapons, etc. But it's really this mode of action movies of mostly the 90s that we wanted to render with the DLC.
Okay, and so in the game, so we have to infiltrate 3 different branches of this new gang. So can you please introduce them to us? I think we have Eddie's gang.
Yeah, the first region will be Eddie Escobar's region, in which you will discover one of the iconic vehicles of the DLC, the monster truck. He's all about partying and drugs and rock and roll and monster trucks. So he's not, you know, he's not a very elegant guy. It will be the first region of the DLC, the introduction region, and he's the craziest boss, let's say.
Yeah. So I think the name of his gang is Los Kamikazes.
Los Kamikazes.
Yeah. So exactly, that's exactly what it means. So they are a bit crazy.
Yeah, the fun of extreme sports, etc. And their role in the organization is not very clear. We just know that Eddie Escobar is El Invisible's cousin, and so he might have a lot of information, and you need to be friends with him.
Okay. All right, and so the second branch is the one with Toño, Los Jinetes Locos.
So these are Los Jinetes Locos,
Nice
the crazy
logo.
riders in Spanish.
Yeah.
And they are about providing pilots and tuned cars to the cartel. So their role is very precise. They love cars, they love tuning, and they love driving. He's, you know, the Fast and Furious boss. He's a bit extreme also. He's a bit temperamental. And so you will need to muster all your skill at driving for him, but also your skill at shooting, because a lot of missions, if not most of them, still are about shooting at people.
Okay. And so the third boss that we have is Arturo.
Yeah, and the third one is the one we're going to see today.
I guess he's a biker.
Yeah, he is, and he's the darkest of those 3. He's a biker, and the role in the organization is to provide security for the convoys and the smuggling operations. So it's a classical role for, you know, bikers and bikers series and movies that you know. But he also has an even darker side. He thinks he's a prophet of some sort, and he also sees himself as a you know, some sort of religious or cult leader, and he will ask things that are very disturbing sometimes.
He seems to be a very nice guy.
He is. You will see that he's a balanced and easygoing guy here.
Okay, all right. So, if I understand well, so we are supposed to infiltrate the Santa Blanca cartel, so it means that the Santa Blanca, who were our enemies in the main game, are now our allies.
Yeah, they are, exactly.
Okay.
And you have new enemies, you have new friends. So, for example, your skills, your rebel skills in the main game are now cartel skills, and you will call cartel members to your help. You will have cartel vehicles delivered, so those skills change. Of course, you can't shoot you and your friends, exactly like you couldn't shoot the rebels in the main game, and they won't attack you.
Okay, and so it seems that Arturo's gang has some strange practices.
Yeah, you can see some of Arturo's bikers, so that's one of the new gangs. They roam the roads with their bikes, etc.
And so this is Arturo.
Arturo on his throne.
He's on the throne.
Like a normal balanced person. Everyone has a throne.
Ah, cool.
And so that's the introduction mission to his region.
Okay.
You can tackle the region in any order in Narco Road. exactly like in Ghost Recon
Indeed.
Wildlands.
You have total freedom of choice.
But this region is, I think, the hardest of the three that you have to infiltrate
Okay.
before tackling the El Invisibles region.
Cool, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
No problem. All right, so what are we supposed to do now with the first mission for Arturo?
Well, as Arturo is explaining, you need to prove your worth.
Okay.
You need to prove that you are the right guy for the job. You need to prove that you can earn his trust. And he's going to ask you to kill a lot of people for him, and especially members of the new cartel in town, because there are new enemies in the DLC. They are called Los Sin Almas.
Okay.
Which means, I'm sorry, I'm not very fluent in Spanish. Sorry, Spanish viewers, for my accent. But it means those without a soul.
Yeah, basically.
So these are the new enemies of the DLC, along with Unidad. Old enemies come back also.
All right, so the Unidad is still here. Awesome.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun.
And the Sin Almas are quite difficult. They are harder than the Santa Blanca was in the main game in terms of gameplay. And usually, because you play the Santa Blanca in the DLC, you often attack Unidad, and more often than in the main game. And as you know, the Unidad can, transform an easy mission into
A hell, a living hell.
clusterfuck.
Yeah.
And it usually happens at the worst time. So it's quite fun because it's entirely what we want in this DLC. We want the same brand of stealth and tactics, but also explosions and recreating action movie scenes is the goal of this DLC. And for this, we give you missions, we give you activities, we give you those new vehicles, new weapons, etc. So we want to give you tools for you to play with your own play style, being in an action movie.
So it's funny you talk about action movies, because we know that some people have been discussing a lot about that. So why this choice of having an action movie-based DLC in Ghost Recon?
Well, first because we love them. Some of our references are Point Break, which is the most evident one once you've played the DLC, but also Clear and Present Danger, Red October, Clancy movies, Speed, or even sometimes Fast and Furious. I know that, for example, the trailer is very much referenced with Fast and Furious, but in the DLC it's mostly Tonio's Gang that is, referenced to this movie. But it's a variety of things. But we don't want you to experience precise scenes. We want you to play the game like you would the main game, and recreate the scenes or recreate what you think is your preferred action movie in the DLC.
Well, actually, we're going to see tons of references.
Yeah, you will.
In this stream, but also, when people will be able to play the game. But we won't spoil anything. We will talk about that a bit later.
And also, we wanted to do this in Ghost Recon because we think that Ghost Recon has the perfect blend of first freedom is very important for us. Even in the DLC, we want you to be able to play the way you like, with the difficulty and settings you want for your game. It's very important for us. But I think that Ghost Recon has the right blend of realism and this huge open world and beautiful open world in which you can express a lot of things.
Yeah, and still be a ghost.
And still be a ghost, if you want to play, and one of our references is The Rock. It's all about special operations and the special operators, etc., and their way of doing things. And you can do that in the DLC. So it's a bit offset in terms of tone. It's a different tone that we wanted to try, but we think it works really well, and it allows you to play things, to refresh your experience a bit, and go back to the main game for the gritty action and stealth and tactics that you like with the serious tone of the main game, which is also perfect for this game.
Cool, awesome. So, what are we supposed to do in that mission now?
Well, so Arturo asked you to make a great entrance. That's his
Basically,
words.
yeah.
He wants you to prove that you have what it takes to put fear into the Sin Almas hearts. So the first step is to kill. Well, 24 is. If you've played the main game,
it's quite a big number.
It's usually it's a lot of enemies and they are grouped up. So it can be done doing all of this stealthily. It has been done before. I've done it before.
Yeah.
I know that our operators today are well trained, and usually they can pass this, with elegance. But you have a lot of options, as usual in Ghost Recon. You have, you can see this bulldozer. You can use it because they are grouped up. But still, be careful because the DLC can bite.
Yeah.
They died a lot. I won't say too much, but they died a lot during rehearsals.
Yeah.
Because the cinemas are pretty much a very harder version of the Santa Blanca. So you have to be careful. You have to recon. You have to find the snipers, like they did just now, and you have to attack those situations when you think you are ready. If you just go guns blazing here, especially here, you will die, I think.
Yeah, we have to be careful in any case. Okay, so let's see how they want to approach this situation. I think so. Muna has done some recon. And so JB is taking position. He's going to do the sniper.
As you can see, you have some allies that have been dispatched.
It was a Santa Blanca guy.
Yeah, this was an Arturo's guy, and he's here to help you, but also to see what you are worth.
Okay.
And I think they're going to start the operation.
Let's have a look at the
That's
execution.
the easy part of the mission there.
Yeah, because there is a second part then.
There is a much harder part that has been, quite problematic sometimes in rehearsals.
Yeah, well, we see that a bit later. So let's see how they go now. All right. So okay, they are hunted now. They've alerted the Sinalma.
Already 8 killed, 9.
Well, they're already 9. Yeah. Well, 11.
I think they are making a good entrance.
Yeah.
I would have used the bulldozer.
They hear.
I'm weak. I would have used the bulldozer because it's too easy.
No, we don't like to go the easy way in those streams,
Well, I think the bulldozer is not the easy way. In fact,
Yeah.
it's quite difficult to not get killed.
Oh yeah, yes, that's true.
So they're missing 2.
2 left. So where are they? Another one here.
Well, when enemy try to.
One left.
And that's one.
Oh, I think they got the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're into the second part of the mission then.
Yeah. So now Arturo contacts you, as bosses do, and in the DLC, that's a good occasion to talk about this. In the DLC, bosses talk to you, directly, giving you orders or giving you advice.
You no longer get briefed by Bowman then?
Bowman is there, to give you advice and to direct the infiltration mission, but the bosses talk to you. So there Arturo asked you to get his bike that has been stolen by the Sinalma, and for this you will have to infiltrate their local HQ, so this mine. And as you can see, it's only the beginning of the mine, and there's already 3 dead in the team.
We already got 1 kill. Well, actually, we have to tell this. So we are playing in advanced this time because we tried extreme and it was extreme basically. So for the sake of this stream, so we went to advanced just so you can see how it goes in this mission.
Yeah, in the DLC, most of the shooting missions of the classic Ghost Recon missions are harder than in main game, or at least at the level of the hardest in the main game, because we know that you have some training now.
Yeah, you're supposed to have played the game.
So
and know it well.
we've tuned the game for harder difficulties. You can get this explosive action experience if you want and go guns blazing if you set the difficulty down a notch. But if you want the usual demanding and play as a squad experience in Ghost Recon, like you want in Ghost Recon, you can be in advanced or even extreme, and it offers this. Most of the missions offer this.
Okay. So if you are joining us right now during the stream, so we are playing Narco Road, which is the new DLC for Ghost Recon Wildlands. It's available today for everybody who owns the season pass. It's going to be available tomorrow at midnight for all Asia players, just so you know, who own the season pass as well. and it's going to be available for every other players who bought the DLC on the 25th, just so you know. And so we are discovering together the first, well, it's not the first hour, but at least an hour of the DLC. And well, if you have some questions, you can ask them on Twitch, in the chat, or on Twitter using the hashtag GhostRecon.
So I see that
yeah,
they chose to go 2x2 to find Arturo's bike, because there are a lot of places that
pretty smart approach.
need to be. But this mine is, you know, close quarter combat, so you have to be very careful, and it's littered with explosives. So usually you can use them to your advantage, but the enemies do too. I've died a lot of times in this mine, in this particular step
and
of
they
the
did
mission.
too.
And they did too. Yeah, the explosives can be, you know, you have to be very careful, and we can see that they are.
Okay. So I'm seeing they have some new outfits.
Yeah, we have a few new outfits. There's already, you know, a huge variety of outfits in the main game that you can still use for your character in the DLC. We encourage you to, you know, to create a character that is fitting to the DLC style. But you can play again exactly as who you want, like you want, and those new outfits are just a suggestion, you know, and they are referenced again. There are references to a few movies again, but they're only, you know, suggestions that we put for you to try.
Okay, so are we gonna be able to locate that bike? Yeah, so here it is. Okay, so that's Arturo's bike?
Yeah, that's the boss's bike. You can recognize it because it has a skull and a custom paint job.
You need a code?
And they need the code to get the bike because it's secured behind this gate.
Alright, so Bowman is back to tell us to get the code, basically.
Yeah, so Bowman is has pretty much the same role. You know, she's the voice of reason because often with the bosses that you meet in the DLC, you need a voice of reason, and she's this voice of calm and, you know, calm voice of reason throughout the DLCs.
Yeah, well, I guess if you keep on talking with Arturo, at some point you get mad. So
yeah, or I mean, there's even worse.
Yeah, okay, I don't want to know about that. All right, so we have to find the lieutenant. Are they still, well, they're all together now, trying to get a very close and slow approach. I guess it's hard.
Yeah, so that's 3 that go find the lieutenant, and 1 dead.
One dead.
And the lieutenant, I mean, you've seen the alarm is on, so he knows you're here. He's going to be holed up in his bunker. This stair is quite treacherous because the enemies can see you through it, and usually you can end up dead with you know, well-placed bullet from an enemy. So now it's the harder part of the mission, and they need to be very careful because usually you either die or kill the lieutenant, but you need his code.
Yeah, you have some reinforcements here.
Yeah.
Let's be careful.
And I see that, so there are only 3 because someone stayed to protect the bike from reinforcements that can arrive.
Alright, don't kill the lieutenant, please, guys. Girls, let's not try again.
So that's the bunker done.
Alright. Okay, so there is one hidden here. No? What is it? Yeah.
Oh, that's
what?
tempting.
Alright.
Well, good news, it wasn't the lieutenant.
Yeah?
I mean, you can see that they are a trained bunch of operatives there because
I like their trousers.
yeah, nice trousers. He's really holed up. You know, as usual in Ghost Recon, the AI can do a lot of things to, you know, to change the difficulty. They can flee using vehicles. They can, you know.
Oh,
that's a
flash
yeah,
grenade.
that's a
Okay,
flashbang.
I thought he
Because that's the lieutenant.
Okay, let's grab in, interrogate him, get the code, and that bike. It's going quite well for now.
It is. It's going much better than
Well done, guys.
it has been before, you know. Has been, I mean, this is just an introduction mission, but it is a difficult one already. And Arturo has a few other missions that can be a bit challenging. And meanwhile, I see that the third operative is, or the fourth one is, trying to protect the bike, but it's very difficult. There are a lot of reinforcements.
We have some other guys in the team who stayed with the bike, actually. Well, that's pretty smart because, well, once we have the code, they can communicate to each other and open
and get the bike.
The door.
But didn't work this time. So they need to go back upstairs and enter the code and finally get the bike.
Yeah, because Muna is dead actually, waiting to be revived.
They need to save the fourth ghost.
Team play as usual.
Speaking of team play, I mean, this DLC is tailored for co-op play.
Yeah.
Like the main game, it's always more fun with friends. But there's a specificity for this DLC that, you know, changes things a bit. You have no AI teammates when you play solo, because we wanted this DLC to be an infiltration, and it was weird for us to infiltrate those gangs with the 3 AIs.
Yeah,
you know,
we would be seen quite easily, I guess.
Yeah, so I mean, this transforms the game a bit because you have to be very careful. You have no one to revive you when you play solo. So the solo play is much harder than in the main game because you have no AIs.
You're really solo this time.
Yeah, you are. So it can be, you know, a very different experience with or without friends. It's, you know, definitely not the same strength if you play with friends or without. With friends, you usually go, you know, a bit, you know, with more explosions, let's say, on the missions. And solo, you have to be very careful.
It's getting tricky.
It's getting, yeah.
Come on, guys, girls, you can do it.
Come on, we have incentive. As you can see, we have the llama spirit protecting them while they play.
Yeah, it's a secret llama.
They're almost there.
And so, if I want to play like really hardcore, I can still play in extreme, remove the HUD.
Yeah, sure. You can, you know, disable the HUD and play in extreme and concentrate on the infiltration missions and the activities, and, you know, play like, you know, Sean Connery in The Rock. It's hardcore mode. You know, you're alone against all those guys.
Nice.
So you can. Again, we want you to feel as free as you were in the main game, which is, you know, one of the main strengths.
Okay, so here is Muna, back from the dead.
And we can get the bike.
Yeah, let's get that bike. So which gang is your favorite one between the three?
I love Arturo. I mean, I love his missions. He's not he's not the boss I prefer, but I love his missions and the theme, and I love this bike.
Yeah, he gets a very nice bike.
Well, he gets the boss's bike. I mean, he's the boss.
Exactly, yeah.
And you get it for now.
For now, yeah. Nice reference to a famous movie as well.
Yeah, this is the easiest reference, I think.
That's pretty cool. All right, so we have to get out of this mine, get the bike back to Arturo, and
with a flourish.
Yeah, nice.
And they're done. I mean,
yeah,
they're good.
Well done. Well,
they're really good.
Well done, guys. Okay, so you can use the nitro boost to go faster, I guess.
Yeah, the nitro is just a small feature that we wanted to have because, especially for Tonio's gang, the Los Jinetes Locos, they are all about tuning the vehicles for the cartel.
Fast.
So yeah, it's just a small feature that it's quite useful, especially off-roading if you want to climb big hills and steep steep mountains. It's just a nice small feature. It's not the center of the DLC, of course.
Yes, of course. Well, we saw that earlier. You have plenty of ghost stuff to do
Yeah,
in the
there's a
DLC.
lot of things to do in the DLC. It's quite a big DLC, you know, a lot of variety and a lot of activities, and activities that pertain to very different play styles.
Indeed, yeah, you can play as you want, as usual. All right, so the time for us to get this back to Arturo. Maybe we could answer some questions if
Sure.
you're ready. All right, so let's see what we have. So guys and girls, if you have some questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the chat on Twitch or on Twitter using the hashtag GhostRecon. You can do it now. We will maybe, probably, I hope so, have some time to answer some more questions by the end of the stream. And also don't forget that if you stay until the end, we will have a raffle organized, not now, hold your horses.
You can win fake money.
Fake Santa Blanca dollars, yes. And yeah, so let's go for the questions now. So we have a question from Frank Indica, who is asking, do you have to complete the campaign to play the DLC?
No, you don't. That's a choice that we made really early in the project. We want the DLC to be separate from the main game because the main game, as you know, is still being updated and will be for a long time with new activities, with new challenges that are out this week.
Yeah, we could talk about the challenges.
So we didn't want the DLC to, you know, to cross with this, etc., etc. I wanted it to be very clear that it's a different experience. Hence the different tone, different character, and different progression.
Okay, I got you. All right, and so about the challenges, glad you talk about it. So this is a new feature that appeared with the title update 3 that we published, when was it? Last week, in any case. And so starting from today, we have some weekly challenges that allows you to get some nice rewards. So you have like 5 missions to complete. 3 of them are either playable solo or co-op. 1 with your task force members. You can create your task force on the Ghost Recon network, on ghostreconnetwork.com. And the last kind of mission is the community-based missions. So in those missions, all the community has to complete the same task. So it's a pretty big numbers, but well, by working all together, we can make the dream happen. And so yeah, so every week you have some new challenges. So the first one has started today, and it will end next Wednesday, replaced by the week 2 challenge, which is going to be quite original in any case. And so yeah, for this first season, which lengths 6 weeks, we are going to ask you to get more intel about some Unidad activities, just so you know. So if you don't like the Unidad, well, that's too bad for you, because, well, you're gonna eat some Unidads. And by the way, we have a special live stream starting on Thursday with Iker and Zuzana, who are going to play those live season challenges. So wish them luck. They're doing great already. So yeah, join them in the stream and encourage them to play the challenges. So another question, maybe. So what can we show? So can I? So we have a question from GameStopper X. What's when I have the DLC and my friend not? Can we play together in co-op?
No, you can't. You have to have you both have to have the DLC to play together.
Yeah, so you can play co-op in the main game as usual.
Sure, still, and the changes, etc. All the free content.
Yeah.
But the DLCs and the season pass content is
to
exclusive to the season pass owners, or you can buy the DLC and it will be released for you next week.
Okay, all right. Oh. So I'm seeing the greetings from Moldercio 28, who is saying us greetings from Mexico. So hey. Hello. So yeah, so we already answered the question about being able to play the DLC even if you haven't finished the game. So yes, you can. Of course, it's a separate experience. All right, so let's go back to the game maybe, and if we have some more questions, we will be able to answer them. So we could, for instance, show players the side missions and activities that you have in the DLC?
Yeah, I mean, the core of the DLC is the infiltration missions, and we have a lot of them. They are quite long to complete. I mean, it's a huge campaign for DLC, but we also have a lot of secondary content and open world secondary content or even tertiary content, let's say. So first we have the cartel activities that are smuggling activities or shooting activities. Those will reward you with more influence in the gangs, so you can go kill the bosses when you have enough influence.
And so what are we seeing now?
And now you are seeing one of many toys, we call them toys, in the open world that we have. Those are challenges, Electro challenges. Electro is the brand of energy drink in Ghost Recon.
We saw that in the game,
I think you destroyed the factory
in
the main game. So it's okay, the factory is working in the DLC, and they sponsor this variety of events all in Bolivia. And you can participate because they're all about vehicles, and you can impress the smuggling gangs with your skill at vehicles.
And that's also a nice reference to Trials.
Yeah, this is the craziest one that we have in the DLC. But it's toy content. It's called toy content. It's made for you to have fun with friends between two missions, and still you can earn some rewards, some new weapons, etc. by completing those. But it's secondary and optional content.
Yeah,
but
it's always optional.
It's really great fun with friends because they are very cooperative there, because you can launch grenades at people when they try to do that.
Really?
And it's much harder and it's a hard one. And he completed it. Nice.
Yeah. Oh! Not yet.
So
did he jump off the?
He won. He's playing in.
Okay.
In assist. So so that's. I mean, we have this one which is the most extreme of toys that we have. We have impossible climbs. We have classical jumps and drifts and things like that. And they're really great fun, to pass time with friends between two missions. And that's the goal. That's just mindless fun.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So do we have time for some more questions? Maybe. Let me see. So we have Sick Massacre, who is asking when can I access the PC Season Pass? So just so you know, you should be able to access the PC Season Pass at 5 p.m. UTC. So it should be in about half an hour now. We will let you know once it's available in any case. All right. Okay. So maybe we could have a. We have somebody dead in the middle of the road. What happened here? All right. Okay. So let's maybe organize the raffle now if we have some time. Okay. So what are the prizes that we have for today? The first one. So can we go full speed? Awesome. So the first batch for the raffle is the mug with this beautiful deck of playing cards where you can play and try to get El Sueño also.
The El Sueño King is my favorite.
Deck of cards. All right, so that's for the first batch. So if you want to win this one, you can start, you know how it works, putting the raffle in the chat.
There's also a free $100 Santa Blanca in it. So
thanks, Benjamin.
It's worth nothing, but still.
It's paper.
Yeah.
What's our second loot for tonight?
That's the exclusive Dev Team T-shirt.
The official Dev Team T-shirt from E3. So we still have some more, as you can see. So can you put it on the other side? Yeah. So you have the Ghost Recon logo, of course, and the Dev Team sign here. So you can win this one. So that's for the second batch. So you can still type enter raffle in the chat. Then we have the third loot, which is the Bolivian hoodie for the official one. Oh yeah,
the authentic Bolivian hoodie.
An authentic, with an in Bolivia. maybe not. So you can win this one also. That's the third loot of the raffle, and of course, the last batch is. You do it very well, Benjamin.
I know. I have some training.
So that's the last prize that you can get. So it's the game on PS4 and Xbox with the season pass, so that you can play Narco Road and also Fallen Ghost, which is going to be the second DLC that we will talk about later.
We're working on it.
Yep, you're still working on it. All right. Can we see, I'm seeing some planes on the other screen. Can we maybe switch to this one and see an aerobatic?
So yeah, that's one of
mini-game?
the, we have a lot of variety in the DLC, and that's one of the toy content that we also like. So you have those points that can be quite difficult to reach. That was a very easy one. But that's also the occasion to see the new, well, one of the new planes. So that's the aerobatics plane, sponsored by Electro. So it's a more nimble, but it's a more nimble plane to fly, and it's the best plane, I think, to tackle the aerobatics challenge.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm seeing a question, and I'm sure some of the players have this. Question from Funnel Bear, hello, asking what is the roadmap currently looking like for the PvP aspect of the game. So for the moment the dev team is focused on, so you have Narco Road and then you're going to have Fallen, and so as soon as we're ready to communicate about the PvP we will let you know, but it's still being produced, so as soon as we can we will let you know, but yeah, it's still there, and well, you know more a bit later in any case.
I've played it and...
Shh, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
It looks good.
Don't say anything. All right, and yeah, all right. So, well, I guess that's the end of the stream. We covered almost everything. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Do you have any comments to say?
Well, I would like to thank the team that worked hard on Narco Road and is working hard on Fallen Ghosts. I'm very proud to be working with them. Bonjour, Paca. And I would like also to say that we are reading a lot of feedback. I personally go every day and multiple times a day on the subreddits, Ghost Recon and Wildlands.
On the forums as well.
We read a lot of feedback and it counts for us. It has had an influence before and it is having an influence on Fallen Ghosts today. So it's why we do games, to have this dialogue with you and to hear you and to produce things that are from ourselves, but we want to take your feedback into account, and we do.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's also the role of the community team to make sure that your feedback are heard and also forwarded to the dev team. Of course, so the devs have their own vision, and well, we try to let you know as soon as we can. We try to update the game with the patch notes and everything, following what you request. So, well, in any case, we're doing our best. We hope you still love the game in any case, and that you're going to enjoy your time with Narco Road. We hope also you like this presentation. And so, well, that's basically the end of the stream. So before we end, so thank you very much, Benjamin.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot to the Ghost team. So thanks Clément, Mouna, JV, and Diana. Benjamin is throwing some dollars at you. And also thanks a lot to all of the guys and girls on the team who are backstage. So we have Damien, we have Alexis with his wonderful Lamastic, we have
and
Leslie,
Diana.
we have Xavier, and also in the chat so we have Iker, Zuzu, Grace and Doug who are here with us. So thank you so much everybody, enjoy your time, bye bye, talk to you soon, cheers!
Santa Blanca is on its way to becoming the world's most successful criminal organization. The only way we're going to stop them is by infiltrating their inner circle and taking them down from within.
What I gotta say to get a piece of that? What I gotta say to get a piece of that? What I gotta say to get a piece of that? What I gotta say to get a piece of that? Now I'm the beast from the west, so you best beware. I don't care to look them down, I knock them down in pairs. On the couch, in the bed, kitchen counter, upstairs. Wherever you want it, baby, I'm taking you there. Then when you walk in them hills, beyond sex appeal, beyond any type of feeling you get from taking a pill. I don't care if they real, you care less if they fake. I like the way that you move and the way you making it shake. Casually date ball players that bore you to death. Feel like I'm digging for oil, you feel it up in your chest. Love the way that you dressing, God bless you, girl. Now go and show your sexy to the rest of the world now.